I say he was a good singer?
Yeah.
Good job, Neil.
Damn, good job.
So, are you guys enjoying the show?
Well, guess what time it is? Who's exact? Who stops that?
That's my object.
Who stopped that? It's raffle time.
Raffle
So
time.
let's get our tickets. Let's get our tickets.
Raffle. Okay, so I'm shaking them up. And go ahead and pick one.
Everybody got their tickets? Everybody got their tickets?
Does everyone have their tickets? You good? You got it? You
Hear a lot
good?
of rustling. Hear a lot of rustling.
Are you guys ready? No?
No? Okay. You say no.
I think I have a ticket actually.
You got a ticket?
Yeah, no, I have a ticket.
You didn't even get a ticket.
That's because you didn't get one. But anyway, okay. Alright, go ahead and pull it out.
Alright, y'all ready? Y'all ready? Here we go. 1. Ooh, y'all getting excited already? It's only the first number. 8. 1.
It's me.
7.
That's not me. This is rigged.
8. Ready for the last number? Ready for the last number? Ocho, who got confused? It's you? Yeah! Let me see. Let me see. There it is! Show it off, show it off. There it is. Hey, he got some moves. Why didn't you get him?
Next year.
Next year. Hey, next year, audition? Alright, so we figured we should probably give you guys a little more information about what Gawad Kalinga is all about. I'm sure not all of you really know what it's about, right? It kind of came out because you heard he was performing and stuff, so we thought we'd give you a little more information about it.
Yeah, up next we have a professional speaker who is a 2014 teacher, UNF graduate, a communications major. Here is Rodel Llanes.
Hi guys. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Rodel Llanes. I am a senior here at the University of North Florida, graduating in public relations. Yeah. But for the most part, I'm actually here to talk to you guys about GK. For those of you who don't know, GK or Gawad Kalinga, it translates to Give Care in Tagalog. It's a not-for-profit organization from the Philippines focused on alleviating poverty and helping rebuild communities to help you get a better life. One of their big ongoing projects is called Project Walang Iwanan, which stands for Nobody Gets Left Behind, or if you know Lilo and Stitch, or Forgotten. It's pretty much their move to make sure by in the future that no one in the Philippines is living in poverty. But before I continue, let me show you guys a video to better explain what GK is.
Well, nagsimula kasi yung GK na tatayo yung mga komunidad para sa mga mahihirap. And very soon we found ourselves at the graduate front lines of relief operations because most of the poor families are living in danger zones. So every time there's calamity, sila yung pinatamaan. And kaya kami nakasabak sa relief operations. And it's a good start yung relief operations because we move towards reconstruction. So tinatayan din natin mga bahay. And I hope that corporations and partners will begin to look beyond relief. Hindi kami nauna kagad sa mga evacuation centers kasi yung madaling dalhin yun eh. So inuuna ng GK yung pinakamalayo, pinakamahirap na hindi ka nakakatanggap. Of course, I feel for my hometown, but with Gawad Kalinga kasi after working in GK for 10 years and being with people in GK kasi we are taught to love the the Filipino, GK molded us. The work with GK molded us. We consider every countryman almost like a relative. We have this volunteer na bigay tayo sa Tapulians or mo. Ginabi na kami doon, ulan na isang pamilya. Dumaan yung mga volunteers, kumakain yung mga biktima, niyaya sila ng pagkain. Pasalamat, sabi na sir, salamat na nabigyan nyo kami ng pagkain dahil ito nga yung hapunan namin. Halin po kayo, kumain din kayo. So what little they have, they can share. So that's why it's a big challenge for those of us who have and have been spared. If we can be the answer to their prayers as an expression of our gratitude that we were spared from that tragedy. I guess this is why many volunteers would like to really participate. Let's really make it better for these people. And here sa Pinoy na pag nangangailangan ng kababayan, madaling puntahan ng tulong. Wala namang maliit yung malaking tulong basta tulong pag-Pilipino. We have to honor the heroism and let the heroism overwhelm these challenges that we have, because people are really giving hard life to reach the victims.
So as most of you know, the Philippines was hit by a major typhoon in November called Typhoon Haiyan or Typhoon Yolanda, depending on where you lived. And it was no ordinary typhoon. The Philippines gets hit by typhoons rarely, if you know your culture. But this one was different. This typhoon in particular hit the middle part of the Philippines called Visayas, which is where my mom's from. And it hit the major provinces of Leyte, Samar, and Capiz. Capiz is where my mom's from in the Philippines. And the first thing I thought of when I found out about this was to contact them, make sure they were okay. Typhoon, in result, according to CNN, says there's a reported 6,000 dead and over 27,000 injured. And when the Filipino community heard about this, we went into full effect. When I was asked to make this speech, it was real last minute, so please excuse me. I wasn't supposed to be speaking. But when the Filipino community went into full effect, so did the FSAs and the Filipino organizations here in Florida. What we call the FASTER Project. The FASTER Project stands for Filipino American Students for Tragic Emergency Relief. Essentially, it's a bunch of us, officers or former officers from FSA or AFS or whatever Filipino organization you're in, to help bring awareness to what's happening in our homeland. Through FASTER and through some friends over at UCF FSA, we created a campaign called Hope for the Philippines. Hope for the Philippines, just like Hope for Japan, was a relief effort to send money to the Philippines, and with that, we chose GK as our primary charity. Through FASTER and through Hope for the Philippines, we've raised over $10,000 for the Philippines alone. And that's not including just individual relief efforts, stuff within Jacksonville, within like the Filipino Pride Day community, or within from here tonight. But these provinces, they're still in a state of disparity in the Philippines. One of the things I love about GK is, as you saw in the video, they don't go to the major areas that got affected. They go to the least popular areas. So they go to Capiz, they go to the farther end of Leyte, where no one usually goes, because that's where they really need help. And as you guys know, poverty is one of the main things that affects the Philippines. In the Philippines, I've seen it probably a good few times where I see people living on the streets or living in a little grass hut on the side of the road. And any donation you can make really counts. whether it's monetary or voluntary, you can really make a difference. You can see it in their eyes, you can see it in their face. Even when I visit my relatives in the Philippines, they just look so happy to see me because they know that I'm there to help them. Because you can be that sign of hope. One of the big goals that we made when I became an officer here in FSA was, as a first-generation Filipino American, this is what Shelly Torrio told me, it's one of our responsibilities to give back to our community and to our people. That's the whole reason why we started the GK concert. But we can't do it alone. Like I said, donate your time, donate your money, do what you can. If you guys have any questions, I am going to the Philippines this summer, planning on visiting a GK village, so follow me on like Instagram or Twitter. I'll definitely be posting about it. Thanks, guys.